the Milwaukee Bucks matched up against the defending NBA champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Kevin Harlan here alongside Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. Now here's Hardaway. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen. You know, when you break down these teams, Greg, they are excellent on the defensive end.
Yeah, so let's give credit to their coaches. They prepare their teams well, motivating their guys to give that consistent effort.
Here's SGA. Sinks that one from the post.
I tell you, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander getting it done inside. So crafty with his footwork and ability to get shots.
Hardaway, that's a two-pointer. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Oh, phenomenal work right there. There's times, boy, he can be tough to check.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Mark Daigneault. We talked about their defensive game plan for Giannis, and he told me the best way to guard Giannis is to keep him out of the paint and force him to be a jump shooter. The only problem is no one's figured out how to do that consistently. Giannis always seems to find a way to impose his will. Guys?
Allie, thank you so much.
It's very long, and SGA so effective around the hoop because of that length.
And if you look at what he's done over the last few years, Greg, is Giannis still getting better?
The numbers say yes. Field goal percentage, points per game. He's still a double-digit rebounder, an all-time great, breaking new ground.
And a wide-open look for Gilgeous-Alexander. And the jumper falls for him. Turner with the screen. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Well, he's attacking, he's forcing the issue, and that's simply stated a terrific play.
First person to foul. First team foul.
Outside Hardaway. Pass to Turner.
Ooh, couldn't quite get that one. 4 for 5.
Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. The three. Wallace misses. Here's Giannis. And he banks in the layup.
And on the drive, Giannis, he can be so disruptive, just muscling his way through the defense.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And not the most common. Call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Oh, good on the triple.
Well, despite the miss, obviously the shot this offense looking to generate is exactly that.
The Thunder with another miss. Milwaukee leading by 3. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And what I love about Giannis, yeah, he's a superstar, an MVP, a champion. But best of all, Giannis is an incredible ambassador for the game.
And Doris, we had heard the era of the big threes might be fading, but the Thunder have one with Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And the beauty of that trio you just listed, they are all similar ages. They are all passionate about the craft of the game of basketball, and all three are about winning. But I'm telling you this, the Oklahoma City fans not taking anything for granted. They thought KD, Russell, and Harden would be together forever, and it didn't happen.
1:11 left in the first quarter of the game. Screen by Howard. To the inside. And Howard with the stuff.
Yeah, and Howard is a master at setting a hard screen and then rolling fast to the rim. For a guy his size, not many defenders are going to try to get in his way.
Now, here's SGA. Following the miss by Giannis. And it's the Bucks on the break. Outside Turner. Back to Giannis. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Buries it from three-point range. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 13.
Well, dependability, right? That is not wasting possessions. This is all about taking and making good shots.
And the rejection by Giannis. And it's the Bucks on the break. Hardaway with a wide-open look. Good, and a nice assist from Prince. 7 points in the game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for the Thunder. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. And we've got more. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Thunder. Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce, courtside. Allie.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, arguably the most feared slasher in the game. Teammate Jalen Williams said, quote, everybody knows what he's going to do, and he's still able to get to spots on a consistent basis. SGA paused a beat before bluntly saying, I get to the rim on anybody. Kevin, back to you.
Yeah, certainly a nightmare to contain. All right, Allie, we thank you very much. To the paint, and stolen by Williams. And to Antetokounmpo. The Thunder pull it in.
Boy, he won't miss many of those, but it certainly happens and did there.
Here's Hartenstein, rebounded by Jackson. The Bucks trail. To the middle. Antetokounmpo, no good.
Most defenses want to protect the paint first. Great job there.
Here's SGA. Here's Williams. Nice work on the boards, paying off at the basket. Williams has got the lead up to 4 now for the Thunder. Porter. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hartenstein.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
Knocked away and taken away by Wallace. Pushing it up. Williams with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. Bucks trailed by 4. Rebound by Williams. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Pass to Wallace. Right side, Williams. Here's SGA. Using his size out of the backcourt. Gilgeous-Alexander. Greg, you think about the value of those sage veterans on a team, guys that been around the block, played a lot of years. Why are they so important?
Well, a lot of times they'll echo the message of the head coach. And I tell you what, it's also, as a coach, you love having those veteran players because you can trust what they're going to do on the floor. That consistency is really important, not just for the coaches, but the teammates.
Bucks trailed by 6. Porter, bounce pass. Turner for 3. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Now guarded by Porter. Left side, Gilgeous-Alexander. Out to Wallace. Pass to Williams. There's a screen by Williams. Nice again. Rebounded by the Bucks. Here's the break. There's Jackson with the 3. Drills the three-pointer. Jackson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. teams changing it up here. Oklahoma City leading by 3. On the wing, Mitchell. And Williams throws it down.
Well, Jalen Williams with that frame, such a good rebounder, gets to the offensive glass.
We've got 1:48 left now here in the second. Pass to Porter. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Just love the unselfishness there. Keep the ball moving. Good things happen.
Mitchell looking it over. And it's Hartenstein in the corner. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Well, you see, Hartenstein keeps the game simple. Close shot, make the bucket. Simple.
Here's Jang. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Jang's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And there's the call on Kevin Porter. That's his first foul. Here's Mitchell. Still yet to score. On the wing, Williams. Clock at 6. And he converts the layup. Williams has got his second basket of the night.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Here's Jang. And finished off by Jang.
As he's gotten older, we've seen KPJ become a willing passer.
Mitchell outside. Kicks it out to Wiggins. That 3 off the mark. Here's Milwaukee now, trailing by 2. Here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Serious hops from Porter on that one, slamming it down with authority.
Hartenstein, great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
It's deflected. Taken away by Williams. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Thunder lead by 2. And for 2K Sports, we'll be back here at Paycom Center right after this. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. And so here is Oklahoma City. The lead is 2. Their next game, playing at home, is the Nets coming to town. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Down low, Holmgren. Good, and the assist goes to Mitchell. Holmgren's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Thunder. Here's Hardaway, and it's sent back by Howard.
And love seeing Howard rise up and reject shooters. Just a juggernaut on defense.
Goes back up. And Giannis with a nice bucket inside. Giannis has got 5.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Thank you. The Thunder are trying to be efficient scoring. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander said, quote, ultimately, it just comes down to taking what the defense gives you and trusting your teammates. You need them to win at a high level. That's clear as day, and I want to win at a high level, so I have no option. Kevin, back over to you.
Sharing the ball. Allie, as always, we appreciate your reporting. SGA, that's a 2-pointer, and he can't jam it through. Doris, what about Miles Turner? He views himself as more than just an athlete.
I think he views himself as a Renaissance man, very much into style and fashion. He considers himself an artist. If you've ever seen any of his creations, they are mind-boggling. Miles Turner has a ton of interests. Dwight Howard has made a living off of dunks. My goodness.
Outside Turner gets the three-pointer to fall. Turner's got his third basket of the night right there.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Here's Howard, and it's slammed in by Howard.
And doing what he does best, Howard attacking the rim with that explosive power.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. Back to Hardaway. That one goes. Count it. Hardaway has got 9.
80% shooting to start the third, 4 for 5.
SGA double team. Here's Howard. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee in the lead. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. No one near Turner as he lets it go. And it's Antetokounmpo picking up the assist.
Well, you just love how Miles Turner goes right up with it, right? No hesitation, catch and shoot.
And it's the Bucks ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Pass to Giannis. Back to Turner. Holmgren with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Lets it go with the 3. The Thunder with another miss. Bucks leading by 5. Hardaway from outside. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
And I think it's been all about their offensive efficiency, shooting the lights out in this quarter.
Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line. It's going to send Dwight Howard to the line. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo. For Oklahoma City, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And the defensive prowess of Howard is simply phenomenal. Not only a shot-blocking master, but his mere presence alone makes shooters incredibly nervous.
And so now a timeout called by Doc Rivers. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys.
Substitution on the floor.
On offense, here are the Bucks. They're on a 16-6 run.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
1:06 left here in the third quarter. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Floats one up. Here's Hartenstein, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Hartenstein's got 6 points.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact. Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely.
Boy, there are so many things to admire about Hartenstein's game. Excellent passer, unselfish on the offensive end, makes floaters at a ridiculous level, and boy, do you know you're going to get a high level of defensive physicality nightly.
Thunder trailing by 7. Here's the floater. And that one's good, Mitchell. 29 seconds left in the third. Pass to Kuzma. Back to Jang. And finished off by Jang.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Zhang. And he lays it straight in. 12 points for him.
At that range, it is about finishing strong. You can't hesitate.
Here's Williams. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Milwaukee heading to the bench with a 7-point lead.
50.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Milwaukee leading by 7. Outside Hardaway. And he drives in. Nice shot by Portis.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Outside, SGA. Pass to Holmgren. And the dunk by Holmgren.
And attacking the rim. Holmgren making excellent use of that height inside.
Outside Hardaway. Outside Portis. And it's good. Assisting on the play with Hardaway.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Inside and taken away by Wallace. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Hartenstein. And the shot is good.
Continuing to show activity on the offensive glass. Second chance buckets have been huge.
And the double up on Antetokounmpo. And taken away by Wallace. Takes the three. Good on the three-point shot.
Man, we talk so often and appropriately about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as a scorer. How about that dime?
Nice shot by Portis.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Dort misses. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. Outside Turner. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection. Swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
SGA fires. Hartenstein. The hustle points. Huge bucket.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
It's Portis. Cleared away by SGA.
I'd go back to that shot again. That's a great look from the mid-range.
Holmgren the screen. Puts up the three. It's good.
And with that threat of the outside jumper, Holmgren generates space for this offense.
Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession. And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. Sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Mark Daigneault had some words for his team over the last break. He told his guys to up their aggressiveness on the defensive end, saying this game is all about getting it stopped right now. I need you guys to bring some more energy on defense. That's how we'll get this win. Guys?
All right, Allie, thank you for that. It's Portis. Down he goes for three.
He is in a zone right now. Every three he puts up seems to be going down.
Outside, SGA. Gilgeous Alexander goes up and puts it down.
There's so many ways Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can create for this offense. He's becoming one of the top scorers in the game.
It's Turner from outside. Knocks down the three.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
SGA.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of the best in the game at mining fouls. It drives social media absolutely crazy.
Gilgeous-Alexander hits them both. They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
Another chance here.
There's a reason Dwight Howard has so many all-defensive teams to his credit. Good night with the block.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Rebounded by Portis.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right. He stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Here's the teardrop. And that's in there. Excellent awareness.
Yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, by virtue of skill and temperament, so ready to deliver in these moments.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Outside Jackson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts it up from deep. Holmgren rips down the rebound. Gilgeous-Alexander. The putback. It's in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
And so it's the Bucks who come out on top here. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.